Reflecting back on the West Kittley meet, us coming off of spring break, allow our students to go home or enjoy a few days on that break. And so we're away from them a little bit. And on top of that, it was cold, 50 degrees most of the day. So I really was impressed with the resilience that our team had. Majority of our athletes, they put in work over spring break, regardless where they were. And as far as the competition itself, it's the same conditions for everyone there, right? So, our kids, they came out and they competed the rear ends off. We had several top 5 finishes. We had an event champion across the board. At the same time, though, a meet like that kind of displays areas that we need to work on, right? Mm-hmm. So we have some kids that may not run the 400, but we run on a mile relay or something, and we can expose some weaknesses as well. And that's important because as we prepare for this home stretch, this back half of our season, we know what our strengths are plus what our weaknesses are. Yeah. And just the opportunity to identify that this early sets us up for hopefully a great second half of the season.
One of our scholar athlete profiles this week is with sophomore thrower Allissa Rodriguez. So far, what's been the secret to your success in the javelin?
I would just mainly say hard work. Just be intentional with every action that you do, for sure, would be the main thing.
How did you get into track and field throwing?
So it's actually a surprise to me. I was just out of basketball season and a friend was just like, hey, the throwers coach wants you to try out javelin. And I was like, I don't know. This was later in the season last year, and I just kind of went out there, and he was like, I see potential. And I was like, okay, I'm willing to put in the work and do it. And here we are. What's it like to work with a coach like Coach Brotherton on the throw side of things? It's honest. He always sees that there's room to work, but also congratulates you on the steps that you're already taking. So it's a lot of building up, but also like, hey, remember, you have work to do. So I really enjoy that because I just enjoy always improving.
You got to look at it for what it is. At the same time, the season's here, those marks are there. The leaderboard is a leaderboard. Our returners, they understand what's going to transpire as the season goes on. So we're blessed with great leadership, athletes who have been at the top of those leaderboards in the past, early in the season. During indoor, we discussed how we're a bit of a disadvantage graphically with indoor, but outdoor, we get a jump start on everybody. So, yeah, we have kids who are ranked in the top 5, top 10, stuff like that. And we have conversations about, hey, the season's here, that's your ranking. Take a picture of it, enjoy it. Forever you'll be able to tell your kids and grandkids that this is where I was at one point. Yeah. But in our sport, we kind of know what it's going to take to qualify for a national meet and do stuff like that, or score at our conference meet. And so most of our team has a real clear understanding that there's a lot of work to be done, despite what that leaderboard looks like.
Our next scholar athlete profile is senior Justin DeLeon. And Justin, you kind of do the sprints and the hurdles. How did you get into track doing both?
So I started track in 7th grade, and my middle school coach told me that at the time I was the only one that looked like I could run hurdles, and we needed a hurdler, so decided to try it out, and ever since then I've been hooked on hurdles and ran with it. I was short when I first started hurdles, so he told me it's going to be tough, and I didn't grow much more, but I enjoy it, so I like to attack it.
What do you like the most about running the 400 hurdles?
This is going to sound weird, but I like the hurt, I like the challenge. The difference between the 400 hurdles and the 4 is that you really have to be on your game in the 400 hurdles. That one mess up and everybody else will go right past you. So I like that challenge, like strong and see if I can outlast these other guys and who wants it more.
As we go into outdoor, especially on these longer trips, which we don't do as many in outdoor season, we tend to trim the team down a little bit for those big travel meets, and then we'll have a large group participate in the area meets, right? What I'm looking for as we go down to Seguin, I want athletes on that bus who understand, hey, it's time to level up, right? It's time for us to become a little more focused on, there is a championship on the line this year, and it's our responsibility, it's our expectation to win that darn thing. And so what typically happens with the TLU meet, it's never perfect. We have, as I always say, it's a track meet, right? We'll have kids who come up a little short from what they're able to do or should do, but then we'll have kids exceed expectations. But all of that, what that really brings together is our program, not just the men's team or just the women's team. It really brings this program a little closer together. And that's important, because what's more important in that situation is really how they respond on Monday afterwards, right? What are the attitudes like on Monday and then going forward?